All right. To close our week 10, the Rams are on Monday Night Football hosting the Miami Dolphins. As the Rams continue to stroll on their winning ways, take a look back at what took place up in Seattle before we look forward to the Monday Night Football tonight. On this special edition of Ramily Talk on a Monday night, Ramily Talk starts right now.
Maybe you from the 1970s, when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the Prison Foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now, with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter, because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football.
What is going on, good people? Yes, it's a Monday. Yes, I am here. And yes, it is Ramily Talk because why? The Rams are on Monday Night Football tonight. I'll be hosting the Miami Dolphins. I'll get to that a little later on the show. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for uh, checking in today on this live special edition of Ramily Talk. Before I get started, first and foremost, got to say happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. I have a few people that I am close with, family, friends that serve in the military. So I thank y'all for y'all sacrifice to serve this beautiful country that we live in, despite whatever happened previously. But thank y'all for serving. Thank y'all for your sacrifice. So I must do my due diligence and make sure I recognize those who are putting their lives on the line to defend this great country known as the United States of America. Thank you from not only from me and Ramily Talk, but from everybody under the Playmakers Blog Network, and so that we can live the life that we are living. Thank you, and I hope y'all enjoy this great day. Now that I got that out the way, got some news for you real quick before we dive into what happened last week. We traded cornerback Tre'Davious White to the Ravens. We traded. I think we sent a 7-round pick with them to the Baltimore Ravens and get back a 6-round pick. So nothing surprising there, but we did allow Tre'Davious White to go find a trade partner because he wasn't happy with the situation with the Rams, and we came across with the Baltimore Ravens. So it's there. So that's the only news that we took place in on before the trade deadline on November 5th. So I do appreciate the fact that we got that done, and we are ready to rock and roll to move forward and whatnot. So now that we got that, that's the main thing from the trade deadline. Let's dive into what took place the previous week. It was our first matchup with the Seattle Seahawks, ladies and gentlemen. And we had to take care of some things. This is our first meeting of two with the Seahawks. It was going to be very interesting to see how we did against the Seahawks. You know, we lost to the Arizona Cardinals. We beat San Fran. This is the third team that we needed to face in our division to complete the first half of our division rivals, because our second round against our division rival would take place week 15, 17, and 18. How do we look, ladies and gentlemen? Well, here you go. 26-20 in overtime. I know it's been a crazy because this happened last Sunday and we had to wait till Monday to today. And I think it was only right for me to go live today since we was on a Monday night and felt good. You know, first half wasn't that good. We was trailing 13-10. 13-3 in the first half. Came out in the third quarter, scored 10 points. The tied up going to the fourth quarter. Each team put up a touchdown. Then we got an overtime, and overtime is where it happened. We was able to get the dub. But we're going to dive in a little bit more into it. Okay. 424 yards of offense for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't like that number. I don't. But when you get 3 turnovers from your young defense, you can, back off a bit on the yards given up. But I do need to bring that yardage total down a bit for the defense. But 3 turnovers. I'm going to get to one of them in particularly. We did get, I think all 3 were interceptions by Geno Smith. We did have 1 turnover by Matthew Stafford. It is what it is. He's gonna throw. He gonna throw some pieces. It is what it is. I do love the time possession. It's fairly even with the time possession, so I have no problems there. But we did what we had to do to come out with the dub. Now, here you go. Matthew Stafford, 25 for 44, 298. 2 touchdowns and a lone interception, all lone turnover. Geno Smith, 21 for 34, 336, 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. As I thought, he did all the Seattle Seahawks turnover were interceptions. Running game was not existent on both sides. Kenneth Walker, 25 carries, 83 yards. Kerryon Williams, 22 carries, 69 yards. He did have a receiving touchdown. He did. He was doing some good. Cooper Kupp, love to see Cooper Kupp back in the lineup. 11 catches, 104 yards receiving. Jackson Smith and Jibba. Good gracious, that guy. Okay, what is up with us in Ohio State wide receivers? In week 2, we went against Marvin Harrison Jr. and he torched us. And then we get to week 9 against Jackson Smith and Jigba and he torched us. 7 catches, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeez Louise. Now we did good on DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. There was not major factors in the game, but damn, we let the Terps, but Jackson Smith and Jigba went in on us. Got to say what it says, but they didn't come out with a victory. That's the main thing. And one of the reasons why the Seahawks didn't come out with the rain because one of those 3 interceptions by Geno Smith was Kamren Kinchens. 103-yard interception return for a touchdown, which gave the Rams the first lead of the game. 20-13, 103 yards. And by the way, all of Geno Smith's interceptions were in the red zone. Meaning the defense allowed the Seahawks to get into the red zone and then they turned them over. I'm good with that. I don't know about you. I can take that. If you're going to turn them over when they get in the red zone, okay, they still didn't get no points, which is good. 3 red zone trips, 3 interceptions. Seahawks did not look good in the red zone on last Sunday. This week they had this is their bye week, so they didn't even play. So they had 2 weeks to sit on this. Okay. Shout out to the Bear Man of Texas. My brother Alex is in the building. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Very good. Way about it. And by the way, Cam Kinchens, he had 2 of the 3 interceptions of Geno Smith, in which served as the player of the week in the NFC for the defensive side. Defensive player of the week for the NFC was Kamren Kinchens. He did his thing. I am so happy for him. He's a rookie from Miami, and he showed up when we needed him to show up. That's what you do. This young defense is going good. I think the defense, they were getting a lot of pressures on Geno Smith. That young defense with Brian Young and Kobe Turner, Brandon Fitz, uh, Jared Verse, they are starting to get pressure on quarterbacks, and forcing quarterbacks into mistakes is what we want to see. We love to see D line get home and forcing mistakes, in which they did. So what this defense has done, this young defense led by Chris Shula, simply great. I love it. I love what Chris Shula is doing to opposing quarterbacks now. We're getting pressure. Gino, not only Gino threw 3 picks, he was sacked 7 times. Okay. He had a QBR of 20.5 and a rating of 90.7. This is what we want to see. 7 sacks by the defense. 7. Now I'm gonna break it down for you. Quentin Lake, cornerback Quentin Lake, he got a sack. Kobe Turner got a sack. Byron Young got a sack. Jared Verse got a sack. Brandon Fisk got 2 sacks. Taylor Davis and Michael Hyde combined for a half a sack. We got multiple people getting to the quarterback. What more can we ask for from the D line? I just gave you, outside of Quentin Lake, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Jared First, Brandon Fitz, Taylor Davis, Michael. That's 6 from our front 7. 6 players from our front 7 getting to the quarterback. That's what we want. Hopefully they can repeat it tonight against Tua. Now, when I say that, I am taking into concerns about what Tua been going through. But we'll talk about that a little later in the show. But when you have 6 of your front 7 guys getting to the quarterback, you have to be happy with what is going on. Now, the secondary, we need to tighten up a little bit, though, because we did give up 366 passing yards to Geno Smith, which half of it went to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Tyler Lockett, 3 catches, 63 yards. Okay. But we got to tighten up a bit. We're still a young team, but we need to tighten up in the secondary. Just a tad bit. That's a tad bit. We need to tighten up a bit. It's going to be a different challenge this week because, who we playing and all that. But this defense, led by Cam Kinchens last week, remarkable. Just remarkable. Cam Kinchens, not only did he had 2 interceptions, as I'm going through my standings, he also had 3 tackles and a pass breakup too. So Cam Kinchens was flying over the field, which is good. And we got what we needed to get done, and we beaten the Seattle Seahawks. So we got a wins over Seattle, and we got a win over San Francisco. Our only division loss is to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, how did we get the win, though? What you say? In overtime. Not Cooper Kupp, not Puka and Puka. I don't need you to be punching anybody and getting ejected from games, okay? Hopefully you learned your lesson in this one, so that way your butt can stay on the field, because you already been injured with the knee injury. But nevertheless, Demarcus Robinson. An argument can be made. Demarcus Robinson is an unsung hero for the Los Angeles Rams, because we didn't have Puka Nakua and we didn't have Cooper Kupp for that stretch period, going all the way into our bye week and right after our bye week. Demarcus Robinson has been an unsung hero. He has come up clutch for us. The numbers don't jump off the page, but Sunday, he had a great game Sunday. 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. The man was on point when we need him to be on point. This season alone, Demarcus Robinson has 21 catches for 327 yards and 5 touchdowns. You look at the catch, you look at the others, like, his catches, if you go back and look at it, he has made plays when it's needed to be made. He has been there for Matthew Stafford. When we need a score, Matthew Stafford has found him in the end zone. Demarcus Robinson can be an unsung hero for us if we keep this trajectory going. Now we got Puka back. Now we got Cooper Kupp back. The defense is going to focus on them two. You got Demarcus Robinson as your third wide receiver. Every now and then you slide in Tutu Atwell in there. Whenever Jordan Wilton can come back, that's your 5th one. Or Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson has come up big for us in some plays too. But Demarcus Robinson cannot be understated what he has done for the Rams in the absence of Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua. Okay. Like I said, go back to the Minnesota game on a Thursday night. He only had 2 catches, but both of them was touchdowns. 2 catches, 35 yards, 2 touchdowns. Against the Seahawks last week, going over again. 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Demarcus Robinson, he has been there when we needed him most. He has come up big. So I love that, and I love the fact that when we get Cooper Cup back and Puka Nakua back, we're good. So it's a beautiful thing to watch, beautiful thing to see of what's going on. And that Matthew Stafford can spread the ball around, don't have to force it to a Cooper Cup, don't have to force it to a Puka Nakua. You know you can depend on the Marcus Robinson. You know you can depend on Tyler Johnson, okay? So I love the ball distribution going on here. Love what Sean McVay's doing. Now, the running game wasn't there, but I do like the fact that Sean McVay did not abandon the run game, okay? He did not abandon the run game. Kamren Williams, 22 carries, 69 yards, didn't get in the end zone. I think it's the first time in like 10 games he has not been in the end zone. He has scored in almost in every game we have played this year until last week. But Stafford had to throw 44 times. But when you go in the extra period and the team is rolling and they know that you're not scared to run the ball, you can go. So that 2-for-1 thing, I really don't mind on this one because you ran the ball. As a team, you ran the ball 24 times. So it ain't like you didn't want to run the ball. You ran the ball. Seattle geared up to run. Seattle's geared up to stop and run. But Seattle's run game wasn't there either. Kendall Walker, 25 carries, 83 yards. Geno Smith ran the ball a couple of times for 16 yards. He had sacked Charbonnet run the ball 2 times. So they had 33 carries for 107 yards, averaging 3.2 yards a carry. The Rams 2.8 yards a carry. I mean, both running games wasn't really a threat or wasn't all that effective. But when you fight that, you still able to run the football because if you notice, on this play right here that you see on your screen, that deep touchdown pass at the end of the game, it was on a play action play. Faked it to carry on when Stafford rolled out, launched it, one-handed catch by Demarcus Robinson. Game, set, match. Seattle loses at home yet again. So you have to take into account, even though the numbers don't look good, just look at the fact. Sean McVay still ran the ball 24 times. That's what you want. You want at least 20 carries. Because that makes the defense honest. That makes the defense say, even though they ain't doing nothing, they still want to run the ball. And they already know Kamren Williams, he can break one at any moment. We have seen him break something at any given moment. So they know they have to realize that, yeah. So when you still initiate the running game, that play action passes, it's all clear for takeoff, which it was right here in overtime for a game-winning touchdown, one-handed by Demarcus Robinson, fending off a Seattle defender to win the game. All right. Gotta love that, but this is where we was at. But Arizona got the dub against the Jets, and they destroyed the Jets, by the way. So Arizona now is at 6-4. San Fran got a win. They escaped beating up Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They at 5-4, which puts us in third right now at 4-4. Seattle on the bye week, so they still staying at 4-5. So we need a win. They stay back in second place. So right now we're sitting in third, but a win here we put us back in second place and right on the Cardinals' ass because they whooped our ass in week 2 in their own building going forward. Now with this, all this is still going to change and update. Chicago Bears lost, so we are in front of the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears are going downhill. They are literally going down here right now. Like you said, Tampa Bay lost, so they fall down. Philly is winning. Commanders took an L, so now they are in a wild card spot. Philly jumps into the NFC leading spot because they lead in the East right now. Atlanta took a nasty L to the New Orleans Saints. Green Bay's on a bye week, so we're still in the hunt for a wild card spot, but we want that division crown. But we still in the hunt for a wild card spot. Don't be fooled. We are still in the hunt for a wild card spot, ladies and gentlemen. So do not be fooled. Do not be fooled about what's going on right now in the NFC. There's still hope for a wild card spot. There's still hope to win the division as we sit right here, right now, going into tonight's game, okay? Going into tonight's game. So I want y'all to be aware, nothing to behold. Well, we're going to take a break here, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about that game because it's Monday Night Football. It's Monday Night Football, ladies and gentlemen. We are on prime time. Let's put on a prime time performance. We'll be back.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and number one destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ramily Talk here on this special Monday edition as we get ready for tonight's matchup with the Miami Dolphins coming to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Rams, a Rams team who has been hot as of lately. I do believe we are on a 3-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken, after we took the loss to the Green Bay Packers going to the bye. We have came out ready to rock and roll. We beat the Las Vegas Raiders. We beat the Minnesota Vikings on the Thursday night. And then last week, we just recapped it. A win in Seattle. So it's been quite the journey for us here. We are on our way. We are 4-4, trying to get to be above 500 for the first time on a year. It's been a little crazy, but we're starting to get healthy at the right moment. And speaking of health, as we go ahead and get to our preview of Monday Night Football, Christian Roseboom, Cam Curl, and Kevin Dyson, they are questionable for tonight's game. I believe those guys probably be game time decisions going into the game. But Steve Avila, Jonah Jackson has been activated from the IR. So I'm looking forward to having two of our offensive linemen back into the lineup for tonight's game. Now, while Havenstein, unfortunately, and Neville Gilmore would not be available, they are ruled out. Thank you to Stu Jackson, the senior staff writer for the Los Angeles Rams. With that, very good to have those right there. And now we got here Ruben. Thank you for chiming in. He says it's going to be a good game facing Ramsey and OBJ. Yes, it's the return of Jalen Ramsey and OBJ. I do believe this is the first time that Jalen Ramsey has faced the Rams since he was traded to the Miami Dolphins. OBJ was part of the Baltimore Ravens when the Ravens beat the Rams in overtime. OBJ played a little bit in that game, but obviously, if you remember that game from last year, punt return in overtime by the Ravens sealed the game for the Ravens. The Rams lose that game. OBJ was part of that Ravens team that time last year. But I do believe, and it's the first time Jalen Ramsey gets to see the Rams this year. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. How would the Miami Dolphins defense play? Okay. Now, historically, we have not done well against the Miami Dolphins. If I remember correctly, I think we're like 2-12 all time against the Miami Dolphins. And the last time we faced the Miami Dolphins, we took an ass whooping. And around that time, we had, I believe we had Jared Goff as our quarterback. And they blitzed the hell out of Jared Goff. And Jared Goff had no answers of what was coming his way. Let me make sure I get my thing right. Where are the Miami Dolphins at? So look here. Last meet was in 2020, week 8, 28-7 win by the Dolphins. That was in Miami. Yeah, they blitzed the brakes off Jared Goff. I remember that game. They blitzed the brakes off Jared Goff. Jared Goff was a turnover machine that game, and I really don't blame him because he was seeing zero coverage all game long, and we couldn't protect Jared Goff. So yes, that's the last time we faced the Miami Dolphins. It was an ass whoop down in South Beach. That was 4 years ago. Now we are at home to take on the led Miami Dolphins team. And Ruben says, let's just hope the Rams cornerbacks can cover these 5 receivers. Yes, that's going to be another thing because we gave up, as we spoke earlier, we gave up 180 yards to Jackson Smith and Jib, but that's the Seahawks' third wide receiver behind DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett had 6 catches for like 90-something yards as well. Didn't hear nothing from DK Metcalf. Now we got to deal with Tyreek Hill. I don't care what they say. He has a wrist injury. Tyreek Hill is playing. And we got to deal with Jalen Waddle. Don't forget, tight end Jonah Smith. Let's not forget him. He's a good addition for them as well. And not only that, we got to deal with a running game here, led by Devon Achane, who is a speedster. Okay. Miami has speed. All right. But before I dive into more, let me go ahead and give my people their numbers that they are looking for. So the Rams become in as a 2.5-point favorite at home against the Miami Dolphins. The over-under is 48.5. I do feel like the over is going to hit, to be quite honest. We're talking about two teams that can put points on the board in bunches whenever they are healthy and fully capable of. And it's hard for defense to stop either one of the offense, if I'm being completely honest. But that's the betting numbers right there for ESPN Bet. DraftKings, FanDuel, they might have something different, but the consensus that from what I have seen, 2.5, the under is somewhere around 48, 49 points right there. All right. ESPN has us with a 54.8% chance of winning this game to the Miami Dolphins 44.9%. I do love that But also we dealing with Jalen Waddle. That is a guy. That is yes, you talking about Jalen Waddle, along with Tyreek Hill. Those guys they got some speed on them now. So we got to be careful. See what Chris Shula can dial up. Okay. But I do love the fact that our front seven is getting pressure on the quarterback. Hopefully we continue it again. We're gonna get a good offensive line in Miami. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. They quarterbacks don't get hit as much in the pocket. All right, you see Tua almost closing in on 1,000 yards receiving. He did miss about I think 4 or 5 games with that concussion, which is a lot of talking points. Anytime you talk about Miami right now, especially in the prime time slot, they worrying about Tua. Can he survive this game? If he gets hit, will he be able to get up? Which I understand. I do understand. So Chris Shula, whatever you have done with the Seattle game, whatever you've been doing lately, I want you to do it because we got to get pressure on Tua. If we can get pressure on Tua, we can make some things happen. All right. Now you see Matthew Stafford, he's closing in on 2,000 yards passing with 9 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Devon H, and that is a guy coming out the backfield that I am worried about because that guy in open space is something different. I'm just letting you know it's something different. So you might see he only has like 420 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. Do not take H in lightly. Listen to me carefully. Do not let him get in open space. If he gets in open space, we're not catching him. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. Same with Jalen Waddle. If those guys get in open space, we're not catching them. We're just not. So, Chris Shula, hope you got your game plan going. Jared Verse has been coming on strong. Brandon Fitz has been coming on strong. Could be starting to turn it up. Brian Young is starting to turn up. Michael Hyde, the veteran of the front seven for the defensive side, he's starting to get going. Now, my linebackers, do the best you can. That's all I'm going to ask you. Do the best you can because it's not going to be easy covering HN at the backfield and Jonnu Smith at the tight end spot. It's not going to be easy, but do the best you can. Try to slow them down as much as you can because if you can slow them down, you can make some things happen. Just because they 2-6 does not mean you don't take them seriously. You better take this team seriously because they are really not a 2-6 team. It's 2-1 that got that concussion against the Buffalo Bills. I guarantee you we will not be facing a 2-6 team right here. This will be a whole different feel to this game. But it's only that way because the Miami Dolphins have been on a losing streak because Tua had that concussion. He missed about 4 or 5 games. Do not sleep on this team. Do not take this team very seriously. Beg of you. Take them seriously, okay? Okay, as you can see here, because of the injury to Tua Tagovailoa, they are scoring 15.5 points a game. Rams are scoring 21.3 points a game. So you have to take into account these numbers that you see from the Miami Dolphins on the offensive side is because they didn't have Tua for 4 or 5 games. That's all I'm saying. But on the defensive side, they are pretty good on defense. 183 yard. They allow their opponents to pass for it. But there might be some chances in the run game here. 120. We might have some chances in the run game. So Kamren Williams, you could be a factor in this game. Matthew Stafford, protect the football. I know you want to take your shots, but protect the football. You're going against Jalen Ramsey. That is a savvy veteran, Jalen Ramsey, back there. He's going to be hyped to be back in L.A. to face the Rams for the first time since he left Los Angeles. Take care of the football. Be smart with the football. You have multiple weapons. You have Cooper Kupp back. You have Puka Nacua back. You have Demarcus Roberts, who's been big for us in the absence of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. You have Tyler Johnson, who has made key catches on critical downs here and there. You do have Tutu Atwell, who can take the top off of defense. And not to mention, you do have Kamren Williams, who can catch the ball at the backfield. Blake Corum, we haven't used him as much, but Blake Corum is also another running back that can catch the ball out the backfield. Distribute the ball, make the Miami Dolphins defense guess, and play true defense because if they play an honest defense, you can pick them apart. That's the thing. Keep them honest. Sean McVay, you have done a good job. You have not abandoned the run. Even though we're only rushing for 97 yards a game, you have not abandoned the run. You have at least allowed the run to happen. You have been running the ball at least 20 times a game. Keep doing that tonight. Do not sit here and act and get that feeling that we need to go blow for blow with the Miami Dolphins. Play complementary football. Run the ball, pass, use play action pass, get your shots when you can get your shots. Defense, be optimistic. You have been turning people over ever since this bye week. You turned Gardner Minshew around about 3-4 times. You got the Sam Darnold. Then this last week, you picked out Geno Smith 3 times. You have been a optimistic defense. Stay optimistic. Because with Tua, you might get one. You just might get one because Tua likes to take deep shots as well. Very accurate, though. He's a very accurate quarterback when throwing deep. But your optimistic defense, stay optimistic. Do not let Tua stand back there for 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds because we don't have the speed to keep up with the Jalen Waddles of the world, the Tyreek Hills of the world. Okay? We got to play complementary football. And special teams, keep doing what y'all doing. One game is the punter pinning teams down at the 2-yard line to help seal the game for us. And then we have our kicker, Josh Cartney, who's kicking field goals and making sure we keep putting points on the board. All 3 faces are needed tonight to win this game. That's all I'm saying, okay? All 3 faces are needed tonight to win this game. This is a win game for us. We have to win this game so that we can keep pace with the Arizona Cardinals, who look damn good, by the way. They just beat the brakes off the Jets. The Jet season is over, thanks to the Arizona Cardinals, okay? And this same Cardinals team went down to Miami and beat the Miami Dolphins when they was down 10 points. So let's make sure we're on point. San Fran's getting healthy. Chris McCaffrey is back for the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, they are getting healthy. We'll see what Seattle look like when they come off their bye week. But right now, a win here. We stay in second behind the Cardinals, knowing that we see them in week 17. So we can stay on pace with them when week 17 comes. That's a massive game. Okay. So with that being said, that would do it for us. Hopefully tonight will go the way that we want, because after that, we head to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots, which is an absolutely winnable game there. Even though their defense is playing well and Drake May's looking pretty damn good. Before we have Sunday night back home at SoFi Stadium with the Philadelphia Eagles for week 12, okay? So let's get this dub tonight. Get a dub on Sunday against New England, which I'll be back Thursday to do Ramily Talk anyway. And we should be on our way to doing some good things, all right? Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching on our YouTube channel. The Playmakers Abroad YouTube channel. Appreciate that. If you're watching on the Playmakers Abroad Facebook channel or my personal down there, the Playmakers Abroad LinkedIn page. Thank y'all. Subscribe to Ramily Talk on all the podcast platforms that you listen to, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, hey, even the other podcast directories out there. Ramily Talk is on all of them. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. And let's get ready for Monday Night Football and let's bring home this dub for the Los Angeles Rams. Let's get to 5-4. Let's get above 500 for the first time this season and continue our winning ways. I am the Playmaker signing off. I will see y'all Thursday. Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a great review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk, hosted by the Playmakers.